The European Union's vaccine fiasco will have serious consequences, and with elections in Germany, the Netherlands and France nearing, there is potential for upheaval, a political think tank has claimed. Last year, European governments shifted responsibility for vaccination procurement to the EU. This is because German Chancellor Angela Merkel reasoned that it would have strained EU cohesion if Germany had procured privileged supplies of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, which was funded by Berlin. The move seems to have backfired. So far, the UK has vaccinated over 9 million people, the third largest total in the world. On the other hand, the whole of the European Union has vaccinated just over 10 million, despite accounting for 27 countries, according to figures by Our World in Data. This is why the news that AstraZeneca, an Anglo-Swedish vaccine maker, may supply less than 40% of the doses the EU expected in the first quarter has sparked fury among the bloc's leaders. Amid the recriminations, in an extraordinary move on Friday night, the bloc announced it would introduce the export controls on its vaccines entering Northern Ireland in a bid to prevent the region becoming a backdoor for jabs to be sent to the UK's mainland. London, Dublin and Belfast immediately condemned the decision, and a few hours later, Brussels decided to reverse the move. Northern Ireland First Minister Arlene Foster described it as an absolutely incredible act of hostility that created a hard Irish border, while Ireland's Foreign Minister Simon Coveney said in a tweet, "The Northern Ireland Protocol is not something to be tampered with lightly, it's an essential, hard-won compromise, protecting peace and trade for many." European authorities are therefore under pressure after a sluggish start to the EU's vaccination campaign in its first month. It appears to be a moment of truth for the future trajectory of the bloc. According to the head of Oxford-based think tank Euro-Intelligence Wolfgang Munchau, this fiasco will have serious consequences, particularly in countries where elections are nearing. He wrote in a recent report, "Vaccination is not as big a story in the European media compared to, for example, the UK or the US. But don't misread that. The impact of the policy error has yet to be felt. Even in the UK, which is vaccinating some 600,000 people a day, the lockdown is unlikely to be lifted for some time. The EU might be lucky in that the Kent variant of the virus may not spread as fast as it did in the UK during December. But if it does, the vaccination policy will not be remembered as a mere policy error, like austerity, but as a cause of death."